The PSVR 2 is still a relatively new peripheral in the grand scheme of things, yet it already boasts a fairly sizable library of top-quality virtual reality games. Many of these are enhanced editions of games from the original PSVR, but there are also plenty of brand new offerings for players to sink their teeth into. The best PSVR 2 games offer unparalleled levels of immersion and unique and innovative mechanics that help to showcase the true potential of the platform. With many more big-budget VR experiences slated to arrive in the coming months and years, it seems safe to say that the future is looking awfully bright for the PSVR 2 and its dual OLED displays. What's up guys, it's Casey from Rant, and these are the 5 best PSVR 2 games ranked. At number 5, we've got Resident Evil Village. As evidenced by the studio's staunch support of the Sega Dreamcast around the turn of the century, Capcom has always been a huge supporter of innovation. This is once again the case when it comes to virtual reality, with the Japanese company having now added VR support to several of its Resident Evil titles. Resident Evil 7 was easily one of the best PSVR games, and so it should perhaps come as no surprise that the game's sequel has proven to be a huge hit on the PSVR 2. Resident Evil Village is terrifying enough already from a third-person perspective, but the game's VR support elevates things to a whole new level. The game is dripping with atmosphere from start to finish and should be more than capable of scaring the life out of even the most seasoned horror game fans. It's a one-of-a-kind experience and one that every PSVR 2 owner owes it to themselves to try at least once. At number 4, we've got Red Matter 2. One of the biggest selling points of virtual reality is its ability to immerse players in ways that more traditional gaming experiences simply cannot. Red Matter 2 is an excellent example of this, with the innovative puzzle platformer boasting some of the most impressive visuals to ever grace a VR title. It really does look incredible and represents a giant leap forward when it comes to showcasing what the PSVR 2 is capable of. Whether or not a developer could maintain these impressive visuals in an environment with a bit more going on remains to be seen, but given the isolated settings that players visit throughout Red Matter 2, that doesn't really matter much here. Exploring desolate space stations or peering out of shuttle windows into the vast emptiness of space can be awe-inspiring at times and can make players feel as though they really are there. In that respect, Red Matter 2's release feels like a watershed moment for the technology, raising the bar to all new heights that are truly out of this world. At number 3, we've got Pistol Whip. Initially released in late 2019, the FPS rhythm game Pistol Whip has always been an excellent choice for VR aficionados. However, the PSVR 2 version of the game takes things to a whole other level, with the vastly superior sense controllers helping to iron out some of the biggest issues with the original release. There's considerably more content on offer this time around as well, with the PlayStation 5 version of the game effectively serving as a complete edition of sorts. As far as combat-based rhythm games go, they don't really come much better than this. The game's heavily stylized and brightly colored visuals are perfect for VR, transporting players into a world of frantically fired off beats and bullets. All told, it's a truly unique experience that is as addictive as it is enjoyable. It's also a remarkably replayable one, making this a title that's well worth checking out even for those who have played the original. At number 2, we've got Resident Evil 4. As was the case with the company's previous VR headset, Sony's failure to adequately support the PlayStation VR 2 has been a source of disappointment and frustration for many early adopters. Thankfully, however, other gaming companies have been around to pick up the slack, with Capcom seemingly caring more about the technology than Sony does. The VR experience on offer in Resident Evil 4 improves upon the one found in Village in almost every measurable way, with the use of theater mode for cutscenes being the only real backward step. Visuals are crisper, aiming is a lot easier, and the gameplay itself is arguably much better suited to virtual reality. Those who enjoyed playing Village in VR will love Resident Evil 4, but even those who didn't would do well to give it a chance. And taking our spot at number 1, Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7 is a shining example of how VR support can completely transform a non-VR game. Being able to sit in the driver's seat and check the mirrors with a quick glance rather than a button press makes the whole experience considerably more immersive. And while the lack of sense controller support does hurt the game's authenticity a little, those who truly care about realism will likely be playing with a steering wheel and pedals anyway. Driving around at night is particularly satisfying and does a wonderful job of showing off the game's excellent lighting effects. The fireworks on the Alsace track are particularly spectacular, though that's not to say that the daytime experience isn't still top-notch as well. Then there's the VR showroom, which allows players to take a closer look at all the cars in their collection, both inside and out. It may not have started live as a VR game, but it's these little details that make Gran Turismo 7 the very best game on the PSVR 2. And there you have it, folks, the 5 best PSVR 2 games ranked. We at Game Rant hope that you enjoy the content that we put out and hope to catch you in the next video. Take care for now.